Hey Tribes, well this is really exciting as we kick off a new season of life and community together, and we are just thrilled. I think we've over 120 adults signed up for Tribes meeting all over the city and the surrounding area. Just as we start, I want to say thank you for being brave and for being up for this. We've never had an uptake like the last couple of weeks, and response to Tribes just filling up so fast. So we're really excited about what Jesus is doing around us, through us, what's happening in our city, and of course in all of our lives. And I suppose as we begin this new Tribe term, there's a couple of things I want to remind those of you who've been around Tribes before about, and for those of you who this is a new thing, maybe this will be helpful. The first thing is this: it's really important that you understand that there are people in your tribes that are in all different places and stages of discovering who Jesus is, how they relate to Him, and join in with what He is doing in our everyday, ordinary life. Worst thing we can do together in Tribes is assume that everyone is in the same place. So as you're talking, as people are asking questions, as you're discussing, as you're praying for each other, and as you're worshiping, just remember that not everyone will be where you are, and that is so appropriate. That's exactly as we love it to be in our community here at LVV. We also want to say that Tribes are a safe place. I know that can sometimes be a little bit of a cliche, but we do expect people to be vulnerable. So I want to ask that all of us respect people's honesty and vulnerability, that whenever we're sharing about what's going on in our lives and what we feel like God is doing and saying, and where we're taking risks and seeing breakthrough and seeing disappointment, that we're really gentle with each other. And finally, and this is really important, Tribes are space for us to be honest together. Community doesn't really work unless there's a sense of authenticity, but that takes time to kind of build and grow into. So please feel totally at ease. We don't expect deep dark secrets on night 1 or even night 10, but we do hope that you can learn to be appropriately honest and authentic as you grow in friendship and love for each other. I want to remind all of us what Tribes are really about. And there are 3 rhythms that we look for in our Tribes, and if I had a diagram behind me here, I draw a little triangle with the words up, in and out on them. These are, for any of you who've been involved in church small groups before, this is maybe where Tribes are slightly different. You'll notice they're hopefully slightly bigger, between 15 and 20 people. And really, we want Tribes to have 3 distinct rhythms. The first one is up, and that's the rhythm of worship. And really, worship is about giving worth where it's due, or value where it's due. We want Tribes to be a space together where we encounter God in worship, and that'll happen. Maybe someone will bring a guitar, play a song, do some meditation on scripture. But every week when we gather in Tribes, we expect to encounter God together. This is not just a space for us to talk, it's not just a space for us to learn, it's primarily a space and an environment where together in a circle we get to encounter God together. As Mark said on Sunday past, there are moments when that'll feel a little bit awkward, and I tell our staff here all the time, awkward's not the enemy. Sometimes the most awesome moments of encounter happen when there's a little bit of awkwardness, so don't be afraid of that. Lean into that, but we expect there to be an encounter with God as we gather in our Tribes. That's our kind of up direction. Second thing that happens in Tribes we call in, and really that's about community. Space for friendship to develop, space for us to learn and grow in our love for each other. And your Tribe teams will facilitate that really well over the next few months, as you get to know each other's stories, as you get to know what's going on in each other's lives, as you pray for each other. And we fully expect community to spill out from Tribes, that you begin to connect with people in other places and environments and moments and all that kind of stuff. And then the third thing we call out, and that's really about mission. And you will have noticed that our Tribes are geographically kind of organised, and we love to tell stories when we gather together of what God is doing in our everyday, ordinary lives. That we don't want tribes to just become this introspective, this is where we all get to become friends and care for each other. We love that, but we want tribes to be an environment where iron can sharpen iron, where we can tell stories of where God is breaking into our ordinary lives, and work colleagues, family members, neighbours, where we're beginning to dream about things that God's maybe put on our hearts or in our minds, new visions or ideas, things we're moving towards. And we want tribes to be a space where we get to tell stories about that, celebrate where things are really working, gather around people where they've taken a risk and something maybe hasn't worked out, and most of all, pray for each other as we learn how to join in with Jesus in his what he's doing all around us in our everyday ordinary lives. So those are the three kind of things that you're going to notice over the next few weeks that happen in the rhythm of tribes. We're going to worship, we're going to build community, and we're going to share stories of how we're joining in with what God is doing in our everyday ordinary lives. I am so aware there are some of you that are in tribes figuring out, I'm not sure really what I think about Jesus, I'm just journeying towards this kind of thing. We love that, and please feel free to be honest, ask questions, all those kind of things. As your first week, we don't want to really do too much in terms of unpacking what's been going on in the past few Sundays. Really, this week we would love you to take some time to get to know each other, worship together, pray for each other. Really fun icebreaker I can throw out for those of you in tribe teams that were at tribe training last week. Just steal James's. It's brilliant. Why don't you get everybody to get their phone out, find a photo that's significant, describes them, and just give people a chance to talk a little bit about who they are, where they're coming from, maybe why they've connected tribes, what they're hopeful for, that kind of stuff. And then make sure you spend some time together praying, worshipping and encountering God. As we move forward, we're starting a new series this Sunday on the book of Ephesians, and then our next tribe gathering will begin to unpack what we've been journeying through on Sunday morning. So I'm just thrilled about what's going on. We're so expectant about what God's going to do through this environment of tribes, and really look forward to hearing the stories of everything that's happening. Be blessed, and we'll see you at the weekend.